What are you doing, Hazel? Go home. Come on. Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. If you've not been here before, my name is Wendy, and if you have, long time no see. It has been at least 6 weeks since I put up a video, and it's simply because there's just been so much going on. I haven't had the bandwidth to be able to get these done, and that's okay, that's fine. I will catch you all up to speed on where we're at. Just took Hazel for a walk. It's only like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, but it is dark already. I got home just in twilight and rain came down. It was torrential, and it's been on and off like that all day, so I finally got out there between showers to get a walk in with her, and I didn't think I'd get wet, but I did. So I just had to go and change my top. The water got down my jacket, don't know how, and my jeans got wet. So I'm changed, I'm warm, and I'm dry, and I'm ready to have a chat. So I'd like to give you a brief overview of all that's been happening over the last 6 weeks, and then I just want to have a little chat about the things that I've been thinking about and what I would like to do continuing with this channel. Last time I saw you, we had fully finished the house and we were getting ready for our open home, and we've had open homes for the last 5 weeks, probably 2 of them a week, and it's been a mammoth effort from all of us, having to keep the house immaculate the whole time. There's been a lot of travel going on between Palmerston North and Wellington, and things are really starting to move us towards Wellington. So we still haven't sold our home, although it's under offer, and we're yet to find out if it's going to go unconditional next week. We have got another potential buyer. We had one previously last week and that fell through. So we're on eggshells all the time as to what's actually happening. We're not doing an open home this week, but we have got an offer on the table that might go unconditional. So we're really hoping that it sells and we're able to just get ready to clear our stuff out of here completely. So I'm going to chat a little bit today about just the process, where we're at, what's going on. There's been a couple of hard things, and there's also been a couple of really good things that are keeping us motivated and pushing us forward and giving us hope for the next phase and the next adventure that we're going on. For the last few weeks, we've had James working down in Wellington 2 or 3 days a week. So he's been commuting and coming back Monday through Wednesday, and the last few weeks I've been looking after little Cora down there, my granddaughter, Thursday and Friday. So him and I have been ships in the night, and the kids have been holding the fort back here when we've been traveling. The weekends have been preparing for open homes, and also open homes during the week have occurred, and so that has kept everybody on their toes. The whole process is just a waiting game. The market isn't great. The market is so dramatically changing all the time, the housing market that is. The prices are dropping in some ways, but they're still pretty high. The buyers are starting to be available for the houses that are for sale, but they don't want to buy the high prices. We know what it's like as sellers, as people that are wanting to sell a home, and we also are experiencing that as a buyer in another city. It's very difficult to try and work out what the market's doing, whether we wait, whether we buy, whether we rent, whatever. So that's been quite difficult to manage, and I think we've actually just put it on to the side for the best part as much as we can, although we are still window shopping and looking and seeing what's available and anything new that comes on the market. We're just trying to focus our attention on selling this house first, and then at least we'll know what we've got to move down to Wellington and what we've got to buy with. Now, a wonderful thing that has happened in James's last trip down to Wellington, someone that he knows that he's worked with in the past tapped him on the shoulder and asked him if he would like a house sit for 2 months in the area where we're wanting to move to. And that's just so amazing that that happened. We did have family friends that we were going to stay with, and I knew it was going to be a really big ask of them. We were going to stay there maybe a month or 6 weeks and just really try and hope that we found a house soon. Yeah, this 2-month house sit till I think towards the end of September we've got accommodation there. It's just going to be fabulous. It's going to be such a great amount of time. Hopefully it'll be enough time. I'm assuming it'll be enough time. We're really just hoping for the best and trusting the process and assuming that everything will work out. Even this house sit coming up is a real confirmation that, you know, God's got us and it's going to be okay. Hindsight's 20/20 when you're there. When you're on the front end of it, looking down the barrel of the next 3 or 4 months and feeling a little homeless, like you don't belong somewhere, makes it tricky to feel like it's ever going to end, but I think it will. So one of the things that has been beautiful about this whole open home, selling home process. We've lived in this home for 6 years, and one of the things that has been amazing is the whole process of decluttering, and it's just reminded me of why I started using minimalism, reducing clutter, and how much it changed my life some 7 years ago. And I want to get back to that. It's probably the main reason why I started this channel. If you go back to some of my really early videos, it's talking about decluttering books and what to do with clothes and how to reduce clutter in your home and why it's important. Excuse me, sorry, I sneezed. The whole time that we've had to do open homes, it's simply been a half hour of all 4 of us just dripping around and tidying up our things. Basically, the kitchen is the worst. We're all terrible at putting away our messes when we finish cooking. The vacuuming, that has to stay on top of things, and we have to squidge out the bathroom, you know, tidy up the towels or wipe out the shower or something like that if we've got people coming through, just to make it really nice and tidy. Oh, and to make sure the beds are really well made. For me, what I wanted to say was it's this infinity circle that keeps coming back to me. And it was right back at the start when I started realizing this stuff. You know, 7 years ago, I was so bent on having the house, doing the study, James getting ahead in his career, getting the kids all the things that they wanted, burning myself out to the point where I struggled to come right. It took me the best part of a year to come right. And even then, you're still left a little fatigued. But it's just in my nature. I'm naturally bent that way. I'm naturally bent to being a spender, finding a way, assuming that things will happen well, you know, money shmoney, it's fine, you know, just if we need it, we'll get it. But I guess I never really understood the difference between want and need. The resources that were of my disposal, my time, my energy, and our money, they're limited, valuable resources. And when you drain it, there's nothing left. And going back to that infinity sign, it was about the money. We were owning a home, building a new home, studying full time. James had just come back off a deployment. We'd just moved cities. We were doing it all, but we were just so stretched financially, and it was taking its toll on both of us because we were at the end of a build, and all of a sudden the costs just blow up. And then realizing that why we were wanting all the things was because we wanted to have a nice new house, and we wanted to be able to give our kids all these things. And then in the end, it was like, well, what do we really need as a family to be happy? What am I trying to provide for them? Is a new house even going to make any difference to them at all? The new house that we had built had taken 18 months to build. By then we were really established in the community where we were. They had friends and neighbours and they'd play outside, and I realised that a lot of it had nothing to do with the home we were living in. It was us and our relationships and what we were doing with them that was going to make or break their happiness. And I knew that us being stressed and tired and not coping was absolutely the opposite of providing happiness and comfort for them. So we started to pull ourselves out of this financial burden that we were under. We started to realise that we could sell things around us and create a bit of a nest egg, you know, get that emergency fund for ourselves. That's what I was hearing. Sell your stuff, get an emergency fund, and get back on track. So that's what I started to do, and that's when I found the life-changing magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. I just started to sell stuff, and everything I found was just like, why have we bought all this stuff? Why have we kept it for so long? And why am I thinking that we need more things when all of this stuff isn't even used? I had clothing I hadn't worn in years. The children had toys they didn't necessarily like or play with. Furniture, there was stuff in James's garage, there were appliances in the kitchen. There was a lot of stuff. Once you see something and your eyes are open to it, you cannot unsee it. You just can't. It's just laid bare. You've spent your years buying things that you don't even need, and now you're in this position. I'm going to have to spend that same amount of time, hopefully not, getting myself out of it. All of this has come full circle back to now. I think potentially I have lost sight of that purpose. It was a really good idea for this last year to push through and get all the things done that we wanted to make this home the best value that we can offer someone. But in doing so, I pushed again. I pushed myself to the point where I was doing a bit too much for the sake of $1. I just have an aversion to it now. And so at the end of this renovation and getting the house on the market and decluttering the house again, I've realized that this might be something I have to work on for the rest of my life. I might have to fight this natural tendency to want more, to do more. And yes, it's human nature, but some people learn these lessons a lot quicker than me. Here I am 7 years later, and I feel like I have not crashed as hard as I did before, but I definitely, something happened. Finished the renovation. We had our first open home. That was on the Sunday. And on Tuesday, I was in bed with fevers and headaches. And I was like that for the next 5 days. And then I thought, I just need to take a rest. I need to rest my body. We still had to keep up with all the things that were going on. And it took me about 10 days to come right. That's when I stopped doing videos. I thought, I'm just going to shelve it. What the heck have I got to share with anybody that's of any use when I just push all the time too hard? So I've just had some time to think about it. I've just had some time to reflect. I do think that I have something to offer. The whole purpose of me doing YouTube was that I believe everybody has something to offer. You just have to find that thing that makes you feel like your voice is being heard. I get so much joy out of creating them. So I think I'm going to continue creating them. But I really am going to knuckle down on some of these things that really attribute to just this need to do more and have more. And I just don't want to be like that. So I think in sharing my journey with you, I'm also reminding myself that I think I deserve it, or I can have it just because I want it, or if I push enough, I'll get it. Fighting my human nature. So I think that that's where I'm going to continue to head. Just keep talking about the decluttering, whether it's your time, whether it's your expenses, whether it's your stuff. It's not an easy process, decluttering. It can be quite painful, but the alternative is also very painful. But I think that I have said more than enough. I hope that this has been of some encouragement to you. I hope you keep following. I will show you all the things that I've continued to declutter in this home over the last few weeks, because I have continued to declutter. I have found more and more things that I don't want to shift with us. I don't want it to sit in storage for 2 months. That'll be my next few videos sending out to you. But until the next video,